What's up, guys? Welcome back. Easter is right around the corner and I have a side dish that has to be on your dinner table. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this loaded baked potato casserole. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. First things first, we're getting the party started with these russet potatoes. It's super important to clean these thoroughly because, as you know, when you get potatoes home from the store, they tend to be kind of dirty, so we're going to clean these up. And the first step to doing that is breaking out the potato peeler and peeling the skin off of these potatoes. And then we're going to cut them into bite-sized chunks and wash them off before we bring them to a boil. There we go. We've got our potatoes peeled and ready. Now it's time to break out a nice sharp knife and cut the potatoes into smaller pieces. That way they cook a little bit faster. One thing you want to be conscious of is try to make sure that the pieces are about the same size. That way they cook at the same rate and get nice and tender for you. And chopping the potatoes is super easy when you have this big ass pirate knife. This knife is from Dow Strong. I know you guys are going to ask in the comments. Be on the lookout too. I have my own chef knife coming to the market here soon, hopefully by the summertime. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, so now that we have our potatoes chopped up nicely, we're gonna add them to our pot that we intend to boil them in. We're gonna run some cold water over the potatoes and get in there with your hands and make sure that they're squeaky clean. You want to rinse them off 3 or 4 times until the water runs clear. Next, it's super important to salt your water. That way you can begin seasoning the potatoes as they cook. I like to add about a tablespoon or so of kosher salt or sea salt, whatever you got will work just fine. Put them on high and bring them to a boil until they're fork tender. And now I'm going to kindly ask the pork patrol to cover their eyes because we are going to make us some thick cut bacon to go into this baked potato casserole. I like to do mine in the oven because it's an easier cleanup. So break out a baking sheet with aluminum foil. Lay your bacon out on that baking sheet and pop that in a 425-degree oven until it's nice and crispy. Next, while that bacon's in the oven getting crispy, we're gonna prep our cheese. Today, I'm using white and yellow sharp cheddar. I like to grate my own cheese because it melts a lot better and it doesn't have all the anti-caking agents on them like potato starch and things like that from the grocery store. So break out the box grater and put those forearms to work. There we go. We got some beautiful yellow sharp cheddar. Now we're going down with the Vermont white cheddar. You can use whatever cheese blend you like, guys. If you have something already in the fridge, by all means, go ahead and use that. You could spice it up with some pepper jack or keep it simple with just cheddar. Whatever floats your boat. Quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. All right, we got our bacon cooking, our potatoes cooking, and our cheese shredded. Now it's time to get our garnish together. I'm gonna break out some green onions. We're gonna use the white and the green because we don't discriminate. We're gonna use the green for garnish for the most part, and the whites are gonna go into the actual casserole to add a little bit more onion flavor to the party. And speaking of onion, we're also gonna add a half of a diced onion to the recipe as well. We're gonna warm a skillet over medium heat, borrow some of that bacon fat to add some flavor, and we're gonna saute our green and white onion right in that skillet. The bacon fat is the key here, guys, but if you don't eat that, you could add some butter or some avocado oil, no big deal. That'll make it a little bit healthier too, I guess. But just remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. We're still working over medium heat. We're just gonna sweat those onions down a little bit. We're gonna season them up with my all-purpose seasoning. If you don't have that, you can grab yours via the link in my description box, or just use a little salt and pepper if you wanna keep it simple. We're also going in with a teaspoon of garlic paste. You could also use fresh garlic if you want to, or the stuff from the jar is fine as well. Whatever you have in the fridge will work just fine. There we go. We're gonna mix all that together. The onions are getting nice and tender for us, and now it's time to dice up that bacon. Some of the bacon is gonna go into the casserole, and the final bit of bacon is gonna go right on top for garnish. Oh man, try not to eat all the bacon in the meantime. Easier said than done. There we go. We got our bacon prepped and ready. We're going to set that aside and move back to our potatoes that are nice and drained and tender. Break out the potato masher and get in there and mash those potatoes up. If you want them nice and fine, you can put them in a blender or a potato ricer, whatever works for you. Before a casserole, the handheld masher gets the job done just fine for me. Once you've started the mashing process on the potatoes, we're going to go ahead and add our other ingredients. First and foremost, we're going in with the onions and the garlic. We want to mix that in, and then we're also going to add 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. I like to ensure that the cream cheese is room temperature just because it melts and mixes so much easier. But if you skipped arm day today, maybe you want to get it fresh out the fridge and really put those arm muscles to work. There we go. Next, we're going in with one of my favorite ingredients. I think you guys know this by now if you watch my channel. We're going in with some boursin garlic and herb cheese, followed by a few tablespoons of butter. Next, we're going down with some half and half. You could use heavy cream or whole milk as well. Basically making a quick little mashed potato situation that we're going to dump into a casserole. Add some cheese and bacon and pop that in the oven. This recipe is absolutely packed with flavor. It's gonna be a crowd pleaser at your next dinner party for Easter, any holiday, really any dinner that you wanna put together. This is gonna be the star of the show. You guys have got to give this one a try. As you can see, I've added the cream a little bit at a time to make sure I got the right consistency. And now it's time to go crazy with the rest of our ingredients. We're going in with the bacon, the cheese. You wanna fold all that together. Taste as you go and adjust the flavor to your preference. You can adjust the seasoning, add a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, or if you want to keep it simple, a little salt and pepper will go a long way for this recipe because there's so much other flavor in there from the boursin cheese. There we go. I'm going to season it up right now. Give it one final mix and then we're going into the casserole dish. We're going to bake this at 375 for about 20 minutes or so. Another quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. As always, it's important to taste as you go. I just did that and the flavor is spot on. Here is our casserole dish. This is a 9 by 11. The oven is preheated at 375 degrees. We're going to smooth this out like a rocky relationship. And then we're gonna top it with more cheese because why the hell not? Pop that in the oven until it's golden brown and beautiful. I'm going down with a mix of white and yellow cheddar, but again, you can use whatever cheese you want to for this. My lactose intolerant folks, please close your eyes. There we go. We got the cheese on there. We're gonna spread that out nice and even so we get some good color when it goes into the oven. Nice and crispy. Oh man, I can't wait to dig into this. This is gonna be so good. One of my favorite side dishes. There we go. That's how we're looking fresh out of the oven. Let it rest for about 10 minutes and then we're going down with some fresh chopped bacon, followed by some green onion or chive for a pop of color and a little additional flavor. Let me know in the comments what main dish or protein you would serve this with. It comes together pretty quickly too, less than 45 minutes from start to finish. You really can't beat that. Perfect for a holiday or a quick weeknight dinner. Oh man, look at that. Brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. Nice and cheesy. Got all the flavor from the bacon and the onions and the boursin cheese. I'm going in for a taste test. I can't wait any longer. I might burn my tongue, but what the hell? I think we got a fork drop recipe on our hands, people. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give your boy a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and the bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.